Your picture isn't finished when the model stops. It's finished when you're done with it. And that's a completely different set of tools. Last episode, we compared 12 generators that make images. Today is the engine room, what you do after. Change one detail, delete something, push the frame wider, glue 2 photographs into one. All free, all on my own machine, and I'm going to build every single workflow on screen, node by node, with the numbers I actually used. Because the point isn't that I can do it. The point is that you can tonight without asking anyone. If you've never opened ComfyUI, go watch the From Zero episode first. Link below. I'm assuming you know what a node is and how to drag a noodle. Everything else, I'll show you. Here's the good news. Nearly every edit in this episode is the same 7 nodes. Learn this once, and the rest is variations. Top left, UNet loader. That's the edit model itself. Mine says Qwen image edit 2511 FP8 mixed. Under it, clip loader, the text encoder. The type dropdown must say Qwen image, not stable diffusion. Get that wrong and you'll get noise and no useful error. Then VAE loader, Qwen image, VAE, load image, the photo you're editing. Then the one that does the real work, text encode, Qwen image edit plus. It takes the clip, the VAE, your instruction, and the image. That's what makes it an edit instead of a fresh generation. You wire a second copy of it for your negative prompt. VAE encode turns your photo into a latent. K-sampler does the thinking. VAE decode turns it back into pixels. Save. That's it. That's the spine. Text encode, Qwen image edit plus X2, VAE encode, K-sampler, VAE decode, save image. 4 numbers in the K-sampler, and I'll tell you what each one actually does to an edit. Steps 20. Below about 12, it stops respecting your instruction properly. CFG 2.5. This is the one people get wrong. They crank it like a text-to-image prompt. On an edit model, high CFG doesn't mean obey me more. It means destroy the original. 2 to 3. Sampler Euler, scheduler simple, boring, and reliable. Denoise 1.0. And that surprises people, because on image to image, you'd never use full denoise. Here you can, because the encoder is holding the original, not the noise level. And the seed, change it when an edit half works. Same prompt, new seed, is free, right? Same graph, 4 everyday jobs. Same photo, 4 instructions, nothing changed but the words. Change her jacket to a deep red leather jacket. Keep the face, pose and background identical. 57 seconds. Remove the object from the desk completely. Fill the space with the plain desk surface. The cactus is gone and it rebuilt the wood grain underneath. Replace the background behind her with a bright, modern office. Keep the woman exactly as she is. And relighting, warm golden hour light coming from the left. Same person, same pose. Notice the shape of those prompts. Say what changes, then say what must not. That second half is the part people skip, and it's why their edits drift. Now, masks. And I have to correct myself publicly. 2 episodes ago, I told you that for a precise edit, you paint a mask. I'd had to change a character's eye color, plain image to image, flatly refused, and a mask fixed it in one shot. So I assumed the mask always wins. It doesn't. Same photo, same instruction. Left with my mask, right. Just asking. The mask version left a seam, because a mask does only what you paint, and my painting was approximate. A mask buys precision and charges you everything outside it. So, mask when the edit must be surgical and small. Just ask when you want a whole thing changed. I got that backwards and the test caught me. 2 changes to the spine graph. Add a load image mask node. That's your mask image. White is edit here. Black is leave alone. Set the channel to red. That trips people constantly, because a black and white PNG still has 3 channels and the node needs to know which one to read. Then, swap VAE encode for VAE encode for inpaint. It takes pixels, VAE, and the mask. Set grow mask by to about 8. That feathers the boundary so you don't get a hard cut line. And drop denoise to about 0.95, because now you do want a little of the original showing through at the edges. Everything else stays identical, 2 nodes and 2 numbers. Outpainting is inpainting pointed outward, and the node does the clever bit for you. Add image pad for outpaint between your load image and the encoder. Set left to 512, or whichever edge you're growing, and feathering to about 48. Here's the part worth knowing. That node has two outputs, the padded image and a mask of the new area it just created. You wire the image into VAE encode for inpaint's pixels, and that second output straight into its mask. You never paint anything. That's exactly how I fixed a thumbnail last episode. The text kept landing on Alex's face, so I grew the room to the left and cropped her right. That's one picture at a time. Now let's use more than one. The encoder node takes up to 3 images at once, and that's the whole feature. Person plus product. She's holding the mug, and the light matches. Person plus scene. Dropped into a room that was empty a second ago. Person plus person. 2 people never photographed together, now in one shot, 75 seconds each, one honest note. When I put someone into that wide empty room, the model respected the room's framing and gave me a wide shot with a small person. Technically correct, not what I wanted. If you want a close-up, say close-up no, it's following you, not reading your mind. On the text encode, Qwen image, edit plus node, you'll see image 1, image 2, image 3. Add a load image for each one and wire them in order. And the order matters because your prompt refers to them positionally. The woman from the first image is holding the object from the second image. That's not flavor text, that's addressing. Both the positive and the negative encoder need the same images wired. Miss the negative and you'll get odd color drift you'll waste an hour chasing. 2 references cost me 75 seconds. 3 cost 108. That's the whole price. So I pushed it to 3, and I put myself in 1. Me, plus 2 people who don't exist, on a stage that doesn't exist. 3 references, 108 seconds, 1 photograph, and all 3 faces survived the trip. That's the bit that matters. Not that it made a picture, but that it made a picture of the right people, which means a recurring cast is possible. Characters you own, who show up again and again, consistent every time. I'll come back to whose face you're allowed to use because the answer surprised me. Okay, this is the one I've been waiting to show you. Watch what comes out of a single generation. I asked for 1 image, a chair, a plant, a picture on the wall. 17 images came back, the finished picture, and then every object on its own transparent layer. The plant, cut out down to the individual leaves. The chair, the framed picture, and then this one. The room, and with the furniture gone and the wall and the floor filled back in behind it. Nobody asked for that. It's just what falls out when a model builds a scene in layers instead of flattening it at the end. That background plate on its own would normally be a separate erase and repair job for every object you wanted gone. Here, it's a byproduct. 148 seconds, and you get something you can actually take apart. Different model, and it needs its own pieces. UNet loader points at Qwen image layered. Mine's the FP8 build, 20 gigabytes. There's a GGUF around 8 if your card is smaller. It has its own VAE, Qwen image layered VAE. Don't reuse the edit VAE. You'll get garbage. The new node is empty Qwen image layered, latent image, width, height, and layers. I used 4. That replaces your empty latent image, and it's why this is a generation workflow, not an edit one. Then it's the normal path. 2 text encoders, K-sampler, VAE decode, save image. VAE decode hands you a batch, and save image writes every frame. That's your 17 files. K-sampler, VAE decode, batch, save image. 2 honest limits. That layer model generates in layers. You tell it what to make and it makes it separated. It does not take a photo you already have and pull it apart. That's the obvious question, and the answer today is not this way. And the download is real. 20 gigs for the full build. Check the GGUF first if you're on a smaller card. Worth knowing before you commit the bandwidth. Same edit, 3 routes. Full Qwen, 57 seconds. Flux context, a different model entirely, 18. Different graph 2. Dual clip loader instead of clip loader, and a flux context image scale node before the encode. And a 4-step lightning LoRa on the first model, 15 seconds. That's a LoRa loader model only between your UNet and the sampler, strength 1, and then you drop steps to 4 and CFG to 1. The fast ones are genuinely usable. They're also looser. Context changed the cut of the jacket and nudged her face. So it isn't which is best. It's how much drift will you trade for 40 seconds. Exploring? Take the 15. Keeping the shot? Take the 57. 2 failures worth your time. The model currently topping the editing benchmarks is called Fire Red. It scores above everything I've shown you. You can't run it in ComfyUI. There's no build for it. So the best model on paper is, today, not a model you can use. And that gap between a leaderboard and your actual machine is worth remembering every time you read a comparison. Smaller one. I asked it to write words on a sheet of paper in the shot. It wrote them, mirrored, because the paper was at an angle. Flat, front-facing text is fine. Text on a tilted surface, not yet. Now the one I promised, putting real people in your pictures. I looked into this properly, and I had it wrong at first, so let me save you the same mistake. Fair use is a copyright idea. It does not cover faces. Faces fall under something separate, the right of publicity. And there is no list of famous people who are fair game. That category doesn't exist. Parody doesn't automatically protect you the way it does with copyright, and it gets stricter the moment there's money involved. Which, if you're monetized, there is. YouTube's own rules now say that if you make a real person appear somewhere they never were, you have to declare it. So for my group shot, I use types. The hoodie guy, the turtleneck guy, the leather jacket guy. You knew exactly who I meant. I didn't touch anyone's actual face, and nothing I made tonight can be pulled down tomorrow. Build a cast you own. It's safer, it's yours, and it gets better every time you use it. Day to day. Ask, don't mask. Mask only when it has to be surgical and small. For putting things together, person, product, place, the multi-reference edit is the workhorse, and it holds a face well enough to build a cast around. The layer model is what I'll reach for when I want a scene I can take apart afterwards. Every node, every number, every timing from tonight is written up on the site. Free, no sign up. And it's the same page I'd use myself to rebuild this from scratch. If you missed it, last episode was the 12 generators that make the images. This one was everything after, and the From Zero episode is where to start if any of this looked unfamiliar. I'm Alex. Go break something, then fix it.